Hosted by David Thomas, Bill Anderson, and Kenny Parker. Brought to you by First Bank of Shelbyville. And Kincaid Service Company. Let's talk some sports. Here are your hosts, David Thomas, Bill Anderson, and Kenny Parker.
And Jason Boyette.
And Jason
Boyette. The first man of Shelbyville.
That's right. The first man of Shelbyville.
Absolutely.
Welcome to Bedford County Sports Talk Live. We've got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk a little about Nico saga that's continuing to go on. We've got our top 5 NFL receivers to talk about at the end. Stay till the end for that.
Yeah.
And if you're out there listening, must see. If you're out there watching, type in your top 5. We'll talk about them. Bill, I know you got some scores to go over for our local teams, but before we do, let's take a quick break, hear from our sponsors, First Bank and
Kincaid
Service Company.
We'll be right back.
Kincaid Service Company is a locally owned family business that has proudly served the Middle Tennessee area since 1934. We have a wide selection of furniture, appliances, electronics, and mattresses for every budget and design taste. We carry the brands that you know and trust, so you're sure to find exactly what you're looking for. Need financing? We have you covered. With our service department, you can rest assured that we will take care of you after the purchase. Visit our Shelbyville store at 400 Madison Street.
All righty, welcome back to Bedford County Sports Talk Live. Mr. Bill, you got some scores for us. Tell us. I know you got some big announcements, too.
Big announcement. Y'all ready for a big announcement?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Tennessean had their mid-season Player of the Year award. Stephen Bobo, 7,754 votes. The nearest person to him was about 1,300 behind him. That's a huge award for Stephen.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And on 104.5 this morning, Tate Matthews was talking about Stephen and William and Shelbyville and then the big wins over Columbia and the stats. But here's some things about Stephen that I don't think people realize. He's hitting over 600, 24 RBIs, 3 home runs. He's 17 of 17 stealing bases. And this isn't counting whatever he did yesterday. He has 32 strikeouts as a pitcher, 19 innings, and his ERA is 1.80.
Pretty good.
And he's a 10th grader.
Yeah, sophomore.
And this list, guys, that he won, and Jason, you saw it too.
Yeah.
Sinai, Vanderbilt, Tennessee,
They're
West
all going
Virginia.
somewhere.
They were juniors and seniors, and he beat them all out.
He's going somewhere too. He's going back to Shelbyville next year.
That's
right.
But and then he's going the next year to Shelbyville, and then he's going somewhere big. He'll go.
But it was
somewhere.
a big week for Shelbyville baseball. They beat Murfreesboro.
Yes,
They beat Murfreesboro Central Magnet 9-5. Here's where it got so interesting. They had Columbia this week, and they beat Columbia 2-1. Beat them the next night 7-2, and that put Shelbyville in an interesting situation at the time. That gives them 5 straight region wins. Then on Thursday night, they beat Forest 3-1. So they had won 10 in a row now. That's a great streak for Shelbyville.
Sure.
Puts them
Anybody.
And it gives you a position here. You're playing Spring Hill this week in 2 games. Win one of them, you get second in the district, which means you play at home and you're opposite of Lincoln County in the bracket. That's where you want to be. Now, they played in a tournament yesterday, and I won't say you're playing off because you're not, but in this tournament, doesn't matter. We're playing 4 games in 2 days. Lost to Henry County 4-3 and lost to Creekwood yesterday 3-1. So the 10-game win streak's over. Today they play Creekwood again in Dixon County. I think they played like 12-4 today. And this whole tournament is in Dixon County.
All right.
It's the good day to play date. But a huge week. And this week the Spring Hill matchup is going to be interesting.
Playing for second place, right?
Second place.
And
it's 1 game at Shelbyville, 1 game at Spring Hill. So you play 1 and 1.
This thing's starting to wind down. When's this district tournament?
This is the last week of the district.
It's getting close to the end.
Next week. Not this coming week, but the week next week.
No, this is the last week of the district season.
Scheduled district season.
Right.
The following week is where they fix it, where if you got makeups and you got to make stuff up.
Okay.
the tournaments won't start for 2 more weeks.
Okay, so you got another week after that.
And then your last 2 games for Shelby are Franklin County and Tullahoma. Always good to see Shelby and Tullahoma play. That's the last game of the year.
Yeah.
And that's senior night there for them. And just to mention on Shelby before we move to Cascade, Shelbyville football spring game, May 16th at Columbia.
At Columbia.
That's coming up here pretty soon. Now let's hit Cascade baseball real quick. Cascade beat Marshall County 3-2. They beat Grundy County 11-0. In the first game, the second game against Grundy, Grundy beats Cascade 5-3. And they played Battle Creek yesterday. Battle Creek won the first game 5-2, and I believe the second game, I don't have the score on it and how they went on that one. But that sets up a matchup. We'll get to Community in a second. But you got a big matchup Tuesday, guys. It's Community and Cascade, almost just like the Spring Hill matchup. This is for second in that region. That's big.
So they'll play back-to-back?
They'll just play one game because I think they've already played one. That's the way I saw it on Coach T. I think maybe they've already played a game. This is like the last one.
Robbie sent us the schedule. We'll look at that while you're talking.
Yeah, check that out. Community boys lost to Forest 7-6 and 3-2, and they beat Cornersville 6-2. So you set up right here with Cascade and Community in second, both even 500 in the district at 3-3. Forest is leading the district.
Forest is number 1 team.
Robbie says this week, Monday, Community at Cascade, and then Tuesday, Cascade at Community.
Okay, so I play back-to-back.
Yeah.
So that would be, I guess, if one team's sweet, it's going to be interesting because it's for second place in the region.
It says it's for the 2 seed. If a split and tie happen, then run differential is tiebreaker. So,
all right,
there you go. It's going to come down the wire.
Yeah, it is going to come down to the wire. Good year for both Cascade and Community. Softball, Kenny's got some stuff, but man, are they rolling or what?
Community.
How about them Community girls?
They play pretty good. They're pretty good.
Been a great year.
Yeah, they don't want to say that.
I know.
They don't want to say that because he's pretty deep. He's pretty deep.
And they've lost, what, 1 game?
I don't know his overall record. I was talking to Eagle. I had Eagle the other night, and I know Eagle said they beat them 1-0, hit a solo home run to beat them 1-0 earlier in the year. So
and Community beat them the other game. They played, I think, 2-1. They split.
No, Community beat them several
runs.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But I had the Cascade Community game the other night. It was pretty lopsided. Community came out ready to play, and they've got a girl on there, Maddie Maxey. I'm not sure if she's a junior or senior. She plays in the outfield and shortstop, depending on who's pitching. This last week, they played Blackman, they played Cascade, and they played Forest. She was 8 of 10 and 3 home runs. Then the catcher, Blanton, she was 3 of 6, and she hit a home run, Thursday, to beat to beat Forest 3-2. So they beat Forest 3-2 on Tuesday. On Wednesday. But the Price girl pitched 2 games last week, 26 strikeouts.
Wow.
Wow.
She had a perfect game against Cascade. She faced 15 batters and struck out 15 batters.
Wow.
There you go.
So, that's as perfect as you're going to get. Yeah. They're pretty good. They went to yesterday, Community went to Hendersonville for a JV tournament. They played big schools. They played Clarksville and Hendersonville, and tied with Hendersonville, and they were on the short end of the Clarksville game, 7-3. But he's got it rolling pretty good. He pitched about 5 pitches. He didn't pitch. They beat Community the other night 3-2, but he did not pitch Prince against them. He pitched Westner. So I don't guess he wanted that. That's 1 and 2 in the district. So I don't know. They got it rolling pretty good.
Heading into tournament time, the Community's going to make a run.
Yeah, they are.
Pretty tough.
They're going to make a run.
Sounds like they are. On other sports, let's shift gears now to state.
And by the way, I had the Cascade Community Chapel Hill game the other day. Forest beat Cascade 6-3, but Momo was the Bilbro, the shortstop for Cascade, hit one 3 miles.
It's a long way. 3 miles is a long way.
She hit one as far in that game as I saw the girl that's playing shortstop for UT that played at Chapel Hill hit one. She let it go.
Well, all right then.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got some news coming out of our state high school, TSSAA. What's the deal, Bill?
Well, I mean, the deal is you got a one-time transfer, and it appears possibly, and this be right, Jason, that possibly it won't take effect this year, maybe.
Looks like they're going to put it off to next year, is what.
But it's still coming. Just might not happen this year.
Okay, so the ruling would be you can just transfer one time and not lose eligibility.
Yep.
And the principal, the last that I saw in it, the principal of the team that's losing the player, let's just say, has to sign off on it.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Has to sign off on it. Yeah. That it's not for athletic purposes.
However,
well, how are you going to do that?
That's
how are you going to do that?
How does that affect the private school now? That's the difference I've got, even that rule. If you go to a private school, I don't think that's
so you tell me.
Let me tell you right now, there's going to be loopholes in this everywhere, and everybody's going to use them. So it's like all the bus drivers and all ask me, there is no one simple answer. You better learn how to play the game.
So how many you think going to say, I think they've got a better social studies program over there, so I think I'm just going to transfer.
And that's all they'll have to say.
Yep. Or your school doesn't offer this that I'm interested in.
Now, they can already do that.
Why turn this situation into a bunch of lies? Why don't just be upfront about it? Say, we think we got a better shot at a better deal to get more exposure at that school, and that's where I want to go.
And
why don't you just be honest
already
about it?
happening.
I know.
That part of it's already happening.
Academically, about any private school, one could make the argument that you think that the education is better at the private school. You might not be true, but that could be the whole reason. I just think the private schools are going to be the big winners in this.
But why?
When I was at Cascade, I had a kid transfer to me that lived in our zone that was going to a private school, and he transferred to us. Well, for transferring here, a private school's zone is they look at where all the kids live, and wherever the kid that lives the furthest from that school, say it's 20 miles, they put a dot there and go a 20-mile radius all the way around it, and that's their zone. Now, how this is going to work, I don't know. But
just saying, we're not going to go for athletic. You're making that child partake in a lie.
Well,
a non-truth.
I'm just telling you,
non-truth.
Whatever.
And it's still doing
I know that. But the TSSAA and our state legislature is partaking in this now.
And it's easier for the TSSAA to say that's okay than have to rule on what they're having to rule on.
They'd rather just go ahead.
That's their easy out.
That's the way it does. That's an NCAA move.
Easy out.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about NCAA, Bill. Before we do though, let's take a quick break.
Let's hear
from First Bank and
Kincaid
Service Company,
where service is their middle name. We'll be right back.
Kincaid Service Company is a locally owned family business that has proudly served the Middle Tennessee area since 1934. We have a wide selection of furniture, appliances, electronics, and mattresses for every budget and design taste. We carry the brands that you know and trust, so you're sure to find exactly what you're looking for. Need financing? We have you covered. With our service department, you can rest assured that we will take care of you after the purchase. Visit our Shelbyville store at 400 Madison Street.
Simmons.
All right, we're back in here now to talk some NCAA sports, and of course the saga continues from University of Tennessee and the Nico fiasco. What are y'all hearing now? I mean, it's all kinds of stuff.
Taking a big pay cut to go to UCLA, it sounds like.
Daddy's running.
And I hear the deal's not done. Even though the deal was done, now they're arguing again over, guess what? It never was about money. It's money again.
Yeah.
And that's why the deal's not finished.
Daddy's running him, and I'll say Tennessee come out on the best end of this.
Yeah.
Tennessee's going to come out looking good, and Nico, unfortunately, Dad has put a big bruise on him.
Oh, yeah.
And go to UCLA, guys. I don't think that's the best coach in college football by any stretch of imagination. They're not very good. So you're going, if you go to UCLA from a school, Tennessee, that had really good players around you, to UCLA, who's not very good in the Big Ten.
Here's the thing. He's going to UCLA because he got no other choice.
That's pretty much it. When
got
Tulane
no
wasn't
choice.
interested and withdrew their interest, Tulane.
And Bill Belichick at North Carolina said
he's out.
So Dad has scarred him.
Yep.
And I don't care where he goes, when he goes, this is always going to come back over his head.
And it'll hurt you
like
in the pros,
I said,
too.
Tennessee, he's come out smelling like a rose.
Well, he's embarrassed. He's saying it's not about the money, but it was.
Of course it was.
And
he says that the offense was bad, but the last two quarterbacks, Hendon Hooker and Milton, both got drafted, so it wasn't that bad.
But here's the thing, David. You was talking about lying and doing all. It's the same things happened to this young man.
Oh,
here. It's the same things happened to this young man here.
Yep.
I kind of feel bad for the kid because I think it's more on the dad.
Here's the thing: if the Nico says, "Dad, no, I want to stay here," he's not going to tell his dad that.
I think the mom and dad kind of mooch off the kid.
But is anybody
that's where it is.
Any of you guys surprised UCLA's even interesting, considering what happened with the little brother? Nico's little brother had an NIL deal with UCLA, the same coach.
Didn't transfer
and it's signing day, he goes to Arkansas, a school he'd never been to. So already that family has ripped UCLA one already, and here we go again, back the same way. I don't think I
don't think the family's ripping them this time. I think the family is hoping that will do it and trying to leverage to get a little more money for the taxes.
They better just take what they can get and get him on that football field.
You know what they better do? They better go back to old school days.
Yep.
And here's my thing with the NIL money. I think when a kid signs an NIL deal with a school, they have to pay their own tuition.
If you're getting $4 million, why wouldn't you? All right, here's a question for y'all. Okay, it came out this week that there was a possibility, and this is still floating around. I think that their camp denies it, but back in December, when we're going into Game 13 against Ohio State, they were using that as leverage to get more money. All right, so let me ask y'all this. Mm-hmm. Looking at the performance of Tennessee in that ball game, now Ohio State was great. There's no question. Mm-hmm. But how much do you think it affected the team having that?
A lot.
I'm telling you.
How much did it affect his effort?
A lot.
I think the reason you saw a lot of the people leave in the transfer portal when they did was because of Nico. And I believe if Nico had stayed at Tennessee, you would even see even more people hitting the transfer portal now. I think Nico staying at Tennessee and doing that caused them a lot of kids left.
You think they were trying to get away from him?
Exactly.
I hadn't heard he's a bad teammate as a kid, though. I've not heard nothing but good stuff about him.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't know.
I think in the NIL, Squirrel White left because he got more money from Oregon. That's why he left. I mean, that's why you lose kids, because you're not, I'm paying this and you'll pay Y. That's why the guy leaves. It's money. I think that's why Squirrel White's not there.
So Tennessee, in the state that it's in, we all think that they got to get another quarterback just to have another quarterback. We got a big guy coming next year. What happens to George McIntyre now? If he hangs around, don't get to play this upcoming year. It sounds like it's what's the other guy's name?
To me, it's
Mark Linger.
To me, it's the heart of the kid.
Right.
Do I want to stay and compete, or do I want to cop out and go somewhere else?
If this other guy's coming in, he's got the leg up.
Tennessee's going to hit the portal.
I don't disagree with that. This other guy's coming in, but he's one play away from having to play a second.
Right. Yeah. That's true. You look at the Milton Hendon Hooker situation, but McIntyre, I mean, he was a big.
McIntyre looked good in the spring game.
He looked
good.
He's just not physically
just kind of skinny
ready for the SEC. He needs to put on some weight. Like anybody does.
And he knows that. Yeah. Surely.
Tennessee's bringing in somebody. Sawyer Robertson, Baylor, that's the guy you're hearing right now. Notre Dame's quarterback Steve Angelini would like to come to Tennessee. So there's several in the portal that want to come.
Well, he's the third man.
You got to have a third body in there.
Well, he is the third man at Notre Dame. They told him he wasn't going to be in that two-person competition.
I'd rather have gas pipe more than someone.
I think so.
He already knows the offense.
Be able to find somebody, because there's quarterbacks out there that's in this transfer portal that go, hey, I got a chance to play at Tennessee.
The Appalachian State quarterback was a good-looking quarterback that went to UCLA on an NIL deal that now Nico's there. He's an option. He's pretty good, too.
Yeah.
He's going to bring in somebody, and we're going to hear it pretty soon. But hey, let's talk about one other thing about Tennessee. Two things. One, baseball team continues to roll. They won again last night.
Yep.
Tennessee baseball's on fire right now.
Sure, and have been.
And have been. And they got Kentucky again today. It's a series with Kentucky. Big win for them last night. But let's talk basketball for just a second. It appears that Tennessee is really close to maybe getting the number 2 player in America. This would be, if it happens, the best recruit ever at the University of Tennessee. Nate Ament, 6'9", 5-star power forward, the highest ranked player, number 2 in America. It looked like it was a Duke thing.
You know
Duke
what?
had him.
If Tennessee gets him, you know why?
Rick Barnes.
Nope. NIL.
And that. But it's going to be Coach Barnes.
NIL.
It's going to be, but we're not going to outbid Duke.
No.
We're not. So if he comes here, he's
got
a relationship with Barnes
Yeah.
and the point guard we
and
brought
got to have a relationship with a coach.
And you
also.
mentioned this earlier. We talked this week, Bill. The guy from Vanderbilt is a stud.
Yes.
The one that transferred out?
Yeah.
And
he
that
can
was
play.
Then that was NIL too.
Well, what you getting some size right here.
Right. I think Barnes is tired of being too small. Now he looks like he's going to have 6'7" guys, 6'9" or bigger.
There you go.
And he's bringing in the good point guard that played at Belmont, Jacoby Myers, who is friends with Nate Ament, which helps out there too.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the other point guard they're bringing in. So you got 3 freshmen coming in, 2 portal players. If you get Nate Ament, and I think there is a 70% chance he's going to Tennessee.
And to be an older guy, Rick Barnes has really done well with the portal
Yes.
stuff.
Hey, no doubt about that.
I mean, you think he's an older guy, older school, but no, he's jumped right into the NIL and the portal. He's done well with it.
And we say Rick Barnes, but I don't know who they are. But that coaching staff, he's
got a great staff.
That staff has got to be able to relate with the kids.
He's got some younger guys on there,
and that's where it's coming from, Judge.
If he's got it set up, and all coaches do, if he just walked right out the door, it would just shift, and that program would continue to move right on.
But if you go back and look, and I did, and I was telling Todd Bobo this too, I looked at the top 25 recruits in the history of Tennessee. Barnes has got like 14 of them.
Oh, I know it.
And Pearl had the rest of them.
Yeah.
For the history of the school in recruiting. It was amazing how well it said Barnes couldn't recruit. He can recruit.
Here's the thing. It's the same way with Nick when he was at Alabama. You go out and get good coaches, but if those coaches can't recruit, they're not going to coach for you. You're going to get a coach that can recruit and can coach. And if he can't recruit, then he can go coach somewhere else, because I don't care how good a coach you are. If you don't have the players, you're not near as good a coach.
No, you're not. And Tennessee's going to be a whole lot bigger. Yeah. They're going to be right back where they were this year, Sweet 16, 25 win team. And it's just amazing after losing all they lost.
One other thing in college basketball, you mentioned Duke a minute ago. Cooper Flagg, he gave some indications that he might not come out in the draft.
He might not.
He might stay. What do you think about
that? Is that the freshman?
Yeah. Yeah. He's a player now.
Hey, I'm telling you, this Met kid is close to Cooper Flagg. It's not that he's that good. He is really, really, really good. Could go to the NBA right now. That's one thing NIL has changed too. Everybody before would have gone straight to the NBA. You know, we did this for years.
Sure.
You didn't even go bother to go play one and done. You just went straight there.
Who was the first one that did that was the big name?
Kobe?
LeBron James?
Kobe Bryant's who I'm thinking of.
You look at the advantage of staying. I mean, he might knock down $3 million.
Mm-hmm.
If he went to a development league, he might make $500,000.
Right.
You know, they might give him more, but he gets to stay in school.
If you're a lottery pick in the NBA,
develop.
you're making a lot more than $3 million.
Because if you're playing at Duke, you're getting development.
Sure.
You're playing the very best. So why not get a bigger paycheck, stay in there, get another year of college under your belt, then come out? I mean,
but if you're a top 5 NBA pick, you're making more than NIL money.
And I would think college life would be a lot more fun than developmental league.
Yeah.
I believe so. I believe so. It's too much like work. That other be too much.
I think this
is
why a lot of these kids flame out in the NBA is they played 1 year, they aren't developed, they aren't ready. The NBA just eats them alive, and you don't hear of them again.
Yeah,
he's a great player, and he just never goes anywhere.
I heard Larry Bird talking about him. He said he might be the best prospect in the last 10 years. Come out and he'll get drafted first. He said,
more from Duke.
Yeah, he's that good.
Yeah.
But I think it would help him to come back another year, get better at all parts of his game before he goes to the NBA. At least one more year.
Yeah. All right, let's shift gears there, and we're going to talk about our top 5 receivers. But, Bill, what's going on with the Titans? Who they got rid of this week? Anybody left up there?
Let me say.
That's everybody left.
Yeah, who's left? Snead.
I heard was someone
back
put on the field.
Hey, this is the best week of the year, the NFL draft. Okay?
It is.
Yeah.
I agree.
Here's some bad news that I'm going to go on the record and say right now that I hope does not happen. I'm afraid the Titans are fixing to trade Jeffrey Simmons between now and next Friday. He's gone.
I hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong too. because they've been looking at all these defensive tackles. I mean, they brought in 6 or 7 of them in the draft. That is one position. We got depth. We got 7D tackles. So unless you're trading somebody, why are you bringing all these defensive tackles?
I heard they were going to get a second round pick. Man, your best player on the team. Just go ahead. It sounds like to me, and I've told Bill this, it sounds like to me they're just trying to go cheap.
Seems like a cut and payroll to me. That's the way it looks.
Because you got a rookie coming in, and that rookie contract's going to be like this, okay? That salary is down. What's going on, Bill?
I don't know, but I mean, and who's to say? And this week we cut Nicholas Petit-Frere got cut.
Right.
Okay, which is not a surprise.
That's not a shock.
But your AJ Brown trade was for Traylon Burks and Petit-Frere is what you traded for Brown.
That was a long time ago, and everybody know when that happened. That was messed
up.
But
you trade Jeffrey Simmons for a second-round pick. You ain't gonna get Jeffrey Simmons.
You said that was messed up. Everything they've done has been messed up. You get rid of your punter because he kicks it too far. That just don't even make no sense.
Kick the coverage, man.
Yeah, kick the coverage.
Place kicker hits 96%. I mean, your special teams were historically bad.
All we got on our team now, special teams players.
But your kicker and your punter were excellent. All the rest of it. So get rid of the 2 best parts of the special teams makes no sense to me.
Is this by design? Take it to the bottom and then just start.
I think they're wanting to rebuild. I think the new GM and all sounds like to me, just because I hadn't heard any of this, sounds like to me
he wants his own.
Wants to build his own team.
Bring his own players
in.
So just toss them all out.
And the owner, Amy, may be saying, hey, we do this. You got 4 years. You got 5 years to build it. And
that's my next question. How long does Callahan have as a head coach? And how long does this general manager have?
How long are they going to give him?
Now, here's the question: is Callahan gone after this year? After we go 2 and whatever?
I don't think if they're gonna go this route here, I don't think it.
I think that this guy has got a coach in mind too.
He may have,
and he's going to give him one more. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
And he going, hey man,
he knows he's going to fail.
2 and 15 ain't cutting it. You're gone. I mean, all right, now he's going to get his coach, and you know who I think it's going to be from McCarthy.
Maybe.
Because his name's been brought up.
Maybe John Gruden.
You just never know. But it's just interesting to see how this looks like. They're just trying to have a year where they ain't got much on the payroll.
Let's get the first pick again next year.
Yeah.
You brought McCarthy up. Bill brought Gruden up. I don't think either one of them can win with the roster that they got.
No.
Today, no.
Absolutely not.
But it ain't that. It's about starting all over next year after this year flops. We get another first-round pick. We got a quarterback. If you don't, we don't kill him, okay?
Well, here's
all right,
my
that's
thing.
The next thing.
Here's my thing. If you think this year's flops, then why are you going to use your number 1 pick for a person that you don't think is going to be successful?
Well,
why don't you?
Well, I think he can be successful.
But not
down the road
with who we are.
Down the road.
Not who we are.
Better players. Yeah.
You cannot put Will Levis can't trot out there. There's another guy that's going to get traded this weekend.
I don't disagree with what you're saying there, Bill. But I just don't think Cam Ward is going to be the save-all.
I don't either.
And I don't. And somebody said, here's my philosophy. I trade that pick to somebody if I can get a first round and a couple of others to build my roster, because I don't think he's going to be a player that you're going to want to sign after his rookie year.
But after this draft, if this general manager goes ahead and picks him, that's his quarterback that he's just hung his hat on.
Exactly right.
And if he don't play out, he's done.
That's right.
So
he's hung it.
You look,
you say, if they can get a second and a third round pick, well, the worth is what you get for the pick. The worth, I mean, I got a great truck out there and I want this amount for it, but ain't nobody going to give me what I want for it.
All right, let me ask you this. Right. Do you think that if we took the pick and traded down the day of the draft, how far down would we move? Could we get a 10 or 11 or 12 and then get another second round pick or another first round pick next year for him?
Exactly. Right now, do it. Bing.
That's what I do. If I was rebuilding, that's what I do. I don't think I would take Cam Moore. But
what I would have done is brought in a veteran quarterback here, regardless, that could actually play a little bit. Not what we have that cannot play.
And there may
either one of them can't play.
There still may be a veteran out there that you can do that with. I mean that.
Well, we brought in 2 that can't. Why? Why would you bring in 2 guys that no one else would have brought in?
One of them was bagging groceries, wasn't he?
I still say
Hey,
Travis
wait a
Hunter's
second.
going to be the best player in this.
Hey,
I agree with you.
Travis Hunter, best player.
Kurt Warner was bagging groceries.
Yeah, that's
also.
right. Well, I
Yeah.
might kind of lose.
Well, does Abdul Carter not really scare you
He
off here a
scares me a
little bit?
lot.
Now he won't even work. Not only
Scares
did
me
he
a
say
lot.
I'll work out,
I handle
I
his
would-
chest too
That
much.
is
Yeah.
not.
now he won't work out at all.
That is not somebody I would go after.
Me
I'm
either.
I'm telling you, the one I would go after.
Travis Hunter.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's a game changer for
He's a
you.
game changer.
10 times out of 10. Even
All right.
if nobody trades with me, my
Still
number
take him
one,
first.
I'm still going.
I got a question for Jason. What's going to happen to Aaron Rodgers?
I think he's going to retire. I really do.
I do too.
I think he's going to retire now.
He ain't signing with Pittsburgh. He keeps putting it off. They know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Well, and they're not pursuing anybody because there ain't nobody pursuing
Right.
probably.
You know,
So
Yeah, I
they're
think he's
going
gonna
to be
retire.
they're going to be in the trouble,
there's Bill's quarterback.
huh?
There's
Aaron
Bill's
Rodgers?
quarterback.
I don't
that
think
is-
so.
I don't think so.
That'd be a
either,
one
but-
and done too.
Yeah.
All right.
And
But
whoever
It's better than what you got on the
It is
roster,
better than
guys.
what we got.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There ain't no question about that.
But
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. I don't think he wants to play for Pittsburgh. So
He throws it too hard.
I think he's still thinking that maybe McCarthy ain't all the way healthy and he can slide in there to Minnesota and play with them guys and look pretty. Or he's just not going to play at all.
Yeah. If he don't get the
Or-
right, if he don't get the right
Saints,
spot, he's gone.
The Saints with Derek Carr, there's just a sneaky place for Aaron Rodgers you hadn't heard about. They've got some weapons down there, and he would like
Playing
New
in a
Orleans.
dome, it's warmer for him.
And
Older
in
body.
a bad division. Rodgers is thinking,
and Derek Carr might not be a bad one for Tennessee.
well, he's probably out for the year the way it looks right now.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
he's
he's out for
injured,
the
and
year.
that's why
He's gotta
I
have
think the Aaron
surgery,
Rodgers
yeah.
thing may come up here and
Yeah.
be a play there.
All right, Bill. What inside information? What do you got? Anything else?
It'll be interesting to see how they do the trade thing. If Jeffrey Simmons is or is not traded, the big thing will be Friday night when we're picking 35.
Yeah.
That's where I think you're going to take Cam Ward. At 35, that's where I see the Titans trading down.
All the way to 35?
No, from
Oh,
35 in the second round, I see
Okay.
them trading down.
Everyone
in the
wants
second
that first pick in the second round. That's always a
Everybody's
coveted
all-
spot.
But they
you know.
don't get the first pick in the second round.
The third
Cleveland
pick.
gets it.
Third, yeah.
Cleveland gets the first pick in
rotate.
the second
And
round.
it doesn't the rest of the draft. But
Yeah.
you don't have a third round pick. The
Yeah.
Titans will try to get back in the third round. And that's where I think the excitement will be there. And then the next day, you got the fourth, fifth, and sixth round. We have 2 picks in each round. Saturday will be fun.
Gonna be fun to watch.
And hopefully
All
we
of
can
it's
draft
fun.
well.
The whole thing's
All right.
fun.
Anything leading up this week that's gonna happen with the Titans? You think are they just gonna go right till and they're gonna draft Cam and that's it?
I think they're going to trade.
I don't think
I think
anybody's
there's
ready
a
to
trade.
trade.
I think there's a trade.
It's odd how
the
little
And you know
movement.
what? I
mean-
think they're playing their cards the right way, and there's a trade.
Where do I have this set? I'm going to write this down real quick.
Now,
Since
who it is-
1967, did you all know this? This is the only time since
Yeah.
1967 that all 32 NFL teams have a first round pick. And it's also the first time there's not been a trade in
one
the
trade.
first round
Yeah.
is
Teams-
by anybody before
teams-
the draft.
Maybe they're saving it up for
Yeah.
Teams
Fireworks
are really,
all
yeah,
out there on
teams
that.
are really about those draft picks nowadays.
Let me ask you this question. Is this Goodell? Just think about this for a minute. Telling teams, instead of y'all trading before the draft
Let's do it
for
that
ratings,
day. Oh,
let's
yeah,
do
yeah,
it that day. Let's prolong that first round because you get to start the clock
Right.
over. We sell more ads, the ratings
It's a
are higher.
show. It's a show.
So you may already have these trades in place.
But it won't affect. You sell more ads and do that. It won't affect this year,
Bill?
but that would affect next
Yeah,
year.
it would affect the ratings of how many people watch.
This
It's must see
rating.
TV.
Yeah.
WWE seems
But I
like to me.
still think the Titans are going to trade.
I would hope so.
I go on the clock. And say
All right.
that.
Don't
He-
have a
he's
trade.
gonna- he just went on the
Who
clock.
would be the trade partner?
I don't care.
Well, Cam Ward's the best quarterback in this
Yes,
draft.
But
this
I,
draft.
but I
Well,
don't,
let's say this: if we put him back in last year's draft, does he get drafted before Caleb Williams? No.
No.
who
Jaden Daniels?
No.
But probably before Bo Nix.
Yes.
He's probably
And
the third. of
But
that bunch.
I would say I would looking at where he's at. Bo Nix is right now. Back then, he was a question mark.
Right.
He answered a lot of questions this year.
Well, Bo Nix he's got Sean Payton.
That's
And
right.
And that's why
That's
he's
true.
looking good right now.
And you
Yeah.
set it up for him to be successful. Peyton put him in a good
He
position.
could be in a good spot.
Yeah, he did.
I just
But he answered the call.
Yeah, he did.
I
He
think,
did.
I think
I love
somebody
Bo
would be
Nix.
there.
I do too.
I
Yeah.
think somebody will do it, and that team that's wanting a quarterback may not be willing to give the King's ransom because we know this guy's not worth the
Mhm.
King's ransom. But if I could get their first and 2 more draft picks that are second or third, either in this year or next year, sorry,
Trade's not going to be
my vote.
available. You're going to have to stick and pick. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And if
All right.
I have to stick and pick,
You can go ahead and get
I'm
your Cam
going
Ward
on.
jersey ready. It's happening.
It's happening.
All right.
I know it.
All right,
I'm afraid
guys.
It is.
We're going to shift gears. Top 5 receivers, NFL, all time during Super Bowl era. Okay? Super Bowl era. And I'm going to pick on you first, Bill.
I
bet
we all have
we
the
all
first
got
one.
number one.
Yeah.
Jerry Rice, 1,549 catches, 22,895 yards, 197 touchdowns, 3 Super Bowls, 2 Offensive Player of the Year, 13 Pro Bowls, 10 All-Pro. He owns every record there is. Best receiver to play the game and ever will, probably.
Yeah. And he came from a
Mississippi Valley State.
Mississippi Valley State.
And he can catch a brick.
Yes.
Have you heard the story?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why his hands are so strong.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, you got that?
Jerry Rice, same thing. He had the most receptions, most yards, and most touchdowns. He hit all 3
Not
of
even
them.
close.
So not even close. He's number 1. Yeah.
You,
that's who
Jerry.
I'd go
I had
with.
Jerry as well. All right.
This is where it gets a little bit more.
All right. Jason.
All right,
Number 2.
this was I struggled with, but I'm going to go with Larry Fitzgerald as my number 2. 1,432 catches, over 17,000 yards, 121 touchdowns. He was a chain mover. He was reliable. He was a quarterback's best friend.
Yep. He didn't drop a ball.
He didn't drop a ball.
He had
was
hands.
great.
Yeah.
Now, he played out west, so we
Right.
didn't see him quite as
Right.
much.
Well,
But
and
the
he
guy was
played
that
on
good.
bad teams. And that's
Played on
where we've
bad
always been on
teams.
these lists.
Yeah.
Think about if he'd been on
but
better
let me tell you
teams.
something.
The guy was
Hey,
good.
he was a gift to anybody that picked him in fantasy league.
And an absolute great person from all
Yeah.
indications.
Yeah.
Just a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
My second would be Randy Moss.
Okay.
That's who. I don't have the stats. That
Oh
you
no,
guys
I
have.
didn't even look at stats. I just said I
didn't
know
either.
who my 5
Randy
are.
Moss would be. He's a game changer everywhere he played.
All right.
I'm Randy Moss of Kenny's the most physically gifted wide receiver to ever play the game of football. 10 years, all over 1,000-yard season, 6-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro, 156 touchdowns is second, and 15,292 yards receiving. That's 4th all time. Randy Moss is the most physically gifted ever.
All right. I got Randy Moss as well. All right. Number 3.
I'd go with his guy Fitzgerald.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got?
I had Randy Moss,
All right.
best
Okay.
deep ball, big play receiver of all time.
Okay. All right.
Period.
And you got
Terrell Owens.
okay.
I'm
T.O.
going with T.O. 9 years
Oh.
for 1,000 yards. Now, I know the off the field stuff, but 9 years, 1,000 yards rushing, 8 seasons with 10 plus touchdowns, nearly 16,000 yards, 153 touchdowns, 3rd all time. He is the top 3 in NFL history. 6 Pro Bowls, 5 times all.
Where did Terrell Owens play college ball at?
UTC,
Chattanooga.
He was a mock.
Chattanooga. He
Yep.
was a
A
mock.
mock.
Now, whether you like him or not, I'm not saying. I'm just
I
going
agree.
off. This guy
I'm with
was a
you.
physically gifted
Oh yeah,
and
he
did it
was
with a lot of
specimen.
teams.
Yeah. All right, I got Larry Fitzgerald, number 3. All right, number 4. I'm gonna pick this one. I got Calvin Johnson, number 4.
Megatron.
Only 10 years, but man, I just feel like if he had played 3 or 4 more, he would be up in those numbers that we see. This guy was 6'5" and could run like a 4.29, 40-yard, and
he
he could
played
catch the
at
ball. Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech.
And
they
lit it
ran
up.
the
Wishbone.
And he still caught balls because they had to throw it to him.
exactly. And
But I just think,
they were the co-national champions when they
Yeah.
were there.
and if you just look at these top 4 that
They
we've
were,
got
yeah.
right here,
It's in
That's
Colorado.
these top 4, excluding Bills, I didn't mean
Yeah.
to say that, excluding that last one,
Yeah.
are top quality human beings.
Exactly.
They really are. They're all good except for
Randy Moss wasn't always good. He was.
Well, he was a little sassy, but deep down, he come from the hills of West.
He's a country boy.
Yeah, he's a
Randy
country
Moss,
boy. All right, so you got number 4.
My
I
fault.
got Calvin. Who you got 4?
Have Terrell Owens, physical beast.
You
match
got
up
it.
down
There you go,
there.
T.O., baby.
You got to put him in the top 5. He's
Yes,
that good.
sir.
He's that
Not
good.
me.
All right,
Marvin Harrison.
okay, Marvin Harrison. Who you got 4?
Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitzgerald. All right, number 5.
Marvin Harrison,
All right.
probably the best route runner of all time, hard-working, professional.
Megatron.
Okay, got Calvin. All right, who you got?
Megatron, 6'5", 230, ran a 4.35 40-yard dash. The scariest wide receiver of all time.
Yeah.
Played on terrible teams. It doesn't get any worse than the Lions. He had the greatest season of all time, 1,964 yards in 2007. He only played 9 years, and he still had nearly 12,000 yards, 83 touchdowns, and those 9 years stack up against anybody on this list for 9 years.
Yeah, and it actually it hampered his quarterback when he left. When he left, he missed him big time for 2 years there.
Mm-hmm.
Stafford did.
On the team that didn't have.
Wasn't very good.
Calvin Johnson was my number 6.
All right,
I almost put him on there.
I got Marvin Harrison as number 5 because I just feel like he top-notch human being too. All right, other names that came to y'all's mind.
I didn't know top-notch human being had to do your top 5.
Well,
I got one that I struggled to not put on there, Chris Carter.
Yeah,
me too. I
Chris
thought about
Carter
Chris
was
Carter.
good.
I had him 6.
When you talk about scary, this goes way back now. Scary. Harold Carmichael with the Eagles at
6'7",
and could just.
He just was a huge target.
That big time.
Michael Irvin's another one that didn't get mentioned.
Michael
Had a great run and was very dominant and won Super Bowls.
3 that I had was Andre Johnson, Andre Reed with the Bills, and James Lofton. He led the league in receptions until Jerry Rice.
Yep.
But that goes back a little bit, you know.
What about today? I mean, who's the best wide receiver right now?
Out there on the market right now today.
I think Jamar Chase.
Absolutely.
Jamar Chase is the best wide receiver right now.
Justin Jefferson's a close second. Close. They're both probably a 1A, 1B.
And teammates.
Yeah.
They were teammates in college.
Yeah. Look at the talent LSU's put out.
And who'd they have thrown to them?
Joe Burrow. I mean, look at the talent.
No wonder they were one of the best all-time teams.
The kid at Jacksonville went to LSU. The good receiver down there. What's his name?
Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian Thomas.
The one neighbors at the Giants.
Yeah.
LSU.
Yeah.
Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
I mean, LSU has just been an absolutely hot.
They took the wide receiver university away from UT.
Yeah.
They got taken away 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah. I just wonder speaking of that, what are they going to do at receiver this year at Tennessee?
Hope Matthews.
Hey, his offense.
Yeah,
his offense will make it to Tennessee.
Yeah.
He'll make them. You talked about earlier. Nick's going to Denver because they had
Sean Payton.
The good news for Tennessee is the defense is going to be very, very good. That's what's going to hold it together.
And that's what held them together last year.
It is what held them together.
And defense holds everybody together.
Dave Overcast says Traylon Burks honorable mention, Bill.
Oh, he did that for me, David.
Yeah. And he said, don't forget to mention Tennessee softball.
Oh, yeah, Tennessee softball. Absolutely. They're having a great year as well. Hey, things on the hill at Tennessee right now, athletically, are rolling.
They in the top 5 for athletic programs, no doubt.
Oh, sure. And they may have won an award last year.
I think they did,
Yeah, I think they did win it last year. It's
probably going to win again
They're
this year.
so good at everything.
Yeah. All right, guys, it's been fun. Next week, I don't know what we're going to do.
We're going to look at 5 tight ends?
Let's go with tight ends, top 5 tight ends.
Let's talk about the draft.
We will
Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, next week's got to be a big
that's
draft
what we're
week.
doing right now. We're getting ready to Easter egg hunt the draft.
Yeah. All right, guys, it's been fun.
Next Saturday will be good. The next Saturday will be even better.
But before we leave, who is your don't miss prospect coming out of college this year? Who is going to be?
I've been on him since
who
day
is
one.
going to be the person? And he's probably not going to be one. Who is
Travis
going to be,
Hunter? Okay, but after him,
after
Travis
Hunter,
who is going to be?
That's a good one.
The offensive or the defensive rookie of the year coming up next year. Just think about doing that next
Let's
week.
do that right now.
All right.
offensive rookie of the year next year, Travis Hunter.
Well, outside of Travis Hunter, name me a player that's a can't miss player.
Offensively?
No, just period. Offense or defense.
Omari Hampton or whatever his name is, the running back.
I'm going to go with mine's Genty out of Boise State. That kid right there is Saquon Barkley. I think he's going to be special.
I think that young man's pretty good.
I just think Hampton's going to get on a better team than Genty.
That's
Genty's going to get picked early. Hampton's going to get on a better team. That's why I'm picking him. Genty's a better player.
Hampton's the best running back to me since Saquon Barkley coming out. Yeah. And you notice the NFL is going back to running backs now a little bit. After you see Barkley had the year, Henry's had the year. Now running backs are coming back into favor a little bit.
Listen,
it's a cycle. Everything is a cycle.
I'm still sold on that number 44, man.
I don't disagree.
Let me tell you, he's going to the Bears.
He'll be
projected to go to the Bears
now.
He's going to be a tool for Caleb Williams.
The Bears are a team that got a whole lot better. Now we're going to see what Caleb Williams really got because now he's got stuff around him.
You know, how did the Bears get better? Because they traded out of that number one team.
I think James Pierce could be the defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, I wonder, Kenny, is that not part of why teams aren't wanting to trade here? The teams that have traded, like the 49ers, to move up. Look how all of them got burned trading up. I think that's why now you got teams going, I'm not giving up.
I mean, you go back to that. Carolina Panthers
Yes.
gave up, 3 first-rounders to get Bryce Young?
Yeah.
And if the Titans are offered a
starting to
deal
come
like that,
around
they're
now.
going to take that deal, but
He's
they're
starting to
not.
look better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Bryce
looking
Young's
better
going to
now.
look
Yeah,
better.
he's
He's
looking
going to
better
be
now.
better.
All right. I
But,
hope so.
Yeah. Are you a Panther man now?
No, I'm not a Panther man, but I hope he does well
I do
because I
too.
loved him in college.
Yeah,
he's just a little small.
You
You
talking
know?
is
about
small.
you talking about a character guy?
He's
one
top
of them.
notch. Yeah. All right, guys, let's get out of here. Thanks
Yeah.
for watching. And last week we had over 8,000 views.
Got a bad
So,
time of year with no
That's
football.
because I wasn't here.
No.
Because Jason Boyd.
Hey, I
it's
was
just,
one of those 8,000, though. I'll tell you.
Oh, were you? Okay. Thanks for watching.
Hey, I think the
everybody.
ratings have gone up since Jason
That's
shaved.
what I'm thinking too.
I do too. This is so
Probably a lot of
skin
women
shaved.
viewers now.
Right. Absolutely.
You think?
Yeah, it's picking up.
Yeah,
All right.
wives
Guys,
Wives are
thanks for
home
watching.
watching.
And we want to thank our sponsor,
Oh,
First
Lord.
Bank here in Shelbyville, and
Kincaid.
service.
Company.